Gene Shue just exposed a shocking pattern around LeBron James that nobody in mainstream media is talking about. Is this leadership or a quiet system that controls the spotlight?
I can give a damn about what people say outside the locker room and outside our practice facility, outside our plane and team buses, because it really don't matter. It's just outside noise, and if, I've heard it my whole career, so I really don't pay attention to it. And I don't think anybody should pay attention to it, but I think it's dope that Dwight stuck up for him. But we all just told him, listen, we don't care if you make shots, but we want you to take them with confidence. You're going to get great looks. Myself and AD is going to track a lot of, double teams.
Gene Shue made a big claim about LeBron James, but it hasn't been reported by major media yet. He said LeBron pushes out teammates who start getting too much attention. He also pointed to specific situations and patterns to support his opinion. According to him, after hearing what happens inside locker rooms, people might see LeBron differently. He says this based on years of understanding how NBA teams work, and believes players who rise too quickly often end up leaving.
We know a lot of times when teams lose, they magnify everything.
True.
And that's what they're doing now. It feels good to know that the young guys had the guts to call him out. I think that's the positive side of it. Guys did call him out, because a lot of times when you have the star player, guys that's not the star don't have the room to call players out. But I like the fact that the guys had the guts to do it. Now, did it help anything? Obviously it didn't. Did they do it at the right time? Obviously they didn't. But anything that's coming in by LeBron...
Before you dismiss this as just another internet opinion, there's more to consider. Gene Shue isn't some random voice. He's spent decades around NBA locker rooms, coaching, managing, and understanding how things really work behind the scenes. People in basketball circles tend to listen when someone with that kind of experience speaks, because he's seen the system up close and doesn't have much to gain from saying any of this. In early 2025, he finally spoke out, and what he said raised eyebrows. He described LeBron James not as a traditional leader, but as someone who carefully controls situations to keep the spotlight on himself. According to him, it's not something obvious or loud. He claims it's subtle, calculated, and has been happening quietly for years, making it harder to notice, but more impactful when you start connecting the dots.
Different levels of playmaking. His passes look a little different with that court spread than when that court tight.
Yeah,
and so the game is just so different. And everybody immediately, every time LeBron plays with somebody, they want to go right back and he better than this. And what happened to Anthony Davis? We forgot about him because not too long ago, Anthony Davis was the best player LeBron ever played with. They got to stop this shit.
Damn.
They do. But the thing is can he win a championship at this time with Luka at 40-some years old? Then that's going to be incredible.
Right.
If Luka's able to help him win a championship at this age.
Here's where it gets more interesting. Gene Shue didn't just make a bold claim and leave it at that. He said there's a pattern. He pointed to players who joined teams with LeBron James full of confidence and momentum, but over time seemed to fade. Not because they lost skill or got hurt, but because something changed in their role or how they were used. Shue explained it like this. When a teammate starts getting a lot of attention from fans, media, or other players, the dynamic shifts. He claims the way the team plays can change, and that player may start to feel less involved or out of rhythm. It raises a question people have noticed before. Why do some players look great alongside LeBron at first, then struggle, and sometimes perform better again after leaving? Shue believes that's not random, but part of a bigger system. Shue didn't just talk about what he believes happens. He explained how he thinks it happens. He described the locker room around LeBron James as a very complex environment, especially on a psychological level. Not through anything obvious, but through small, subtle actions. According to Shue, it's the little things. Who gets attention in practice, who's included in conversations, who gets praised publicly after games, and who doesn't. He claims LeBron understands media and perception extremely well, and knows how to shape the narrative without making it look forced. So when a teammate starts getting a lot of spotlight, Shue says LeBron doesn't react in a loud or direct way. Instead, he slowly shifts the focus back toward himself through messaging, visibility, and influence. Shue described this as creating a kind of quiet distance, where a player might start to feel less connected or less confident over time. And once that doubt creeps in, Shue believes it can affect performance. He suggests this pattern has shown up more than once, and hints that some well-known player situations might fit what he's describing. Shue chose his words carefully. He didn't name players directly, but he described situations that feel familiar to anyone who has followed LeBron James over the years. He talked about a young, talented wing player who came in full of energy and quickly became a fan favorite. Early on, everything clicked. Big plays, media attention, growing hype. But then, according to Shue, things suddenly changed. The opportunities slowed down, the plays stopped running through him, and by the end of the season, he had faded out of the spotlight. He also mentioned a veteran scorer, someone who arrived with confidence and a strong reputation, but left a couple of years later looking like a different player. Less vocal, less impactful, almost like his presence had been reduced over time. The most striking example Shue gave was about a player who tried to address things directly, speaking up about his role and involvement. Shue claims that within weeks of that conversation, the player was pushed to the margins and effectively shut out again. These are Shue's interpretations of patterns he believes he's seen, not confirmed facts. But the way he connects these situations is what's getting people talking. According to Shue's account, these situations didn't play out with public drama. No big headlines, no clear conflict, just players gradually pushed to the edges until leaving felt like the only option. He suggests that if those stories sound familiar, it's because similar patterns have been noticed before. What's getting attention in 2025 is the silence from LeBron James. For someone known for being very active and vocal publicly, he hasn't responded at all. No posts, no statements, nothing indirect. That absence of a response has led to speculation. There are a couple of ways people are interpreting it. One is that his team doesn't want to amplify a claim they see as unimportant. The other is that responding to something framed as a long-term pattern is more complicated than denying a single incident. Either way, Shue's comments have sparked discussion, with some fans and analysts revisiting past player situations and wondering if there's more to them. At the same time, it's important to remember these are still claims and interpretations, not confirmed facts, and they are being debated rather than universally accepted. This is where the conversation shifts from claims to impact. If you're talking about legacy, it's not just stats, rings, or longevity, even for someone like LeBron James, who checks every box on the court. Legacy also includes leadership, influence, and how teammates remember their time with you now. Here's the key point. What Shue is describing is still an unproven interpretation, not established fact. And that matters, because if you start rewriting a legacy based on claims alone, no direct evidence, no players openly confirming it, you risk building a narrative that might not fully reflect reality. LeBron's career also has a strong counterargument. Teammates like Dwayne Wade and Anthony Davis have publicly credited him for elevating their games and leadership. Younger players have benefited from playing alongside him, learning preparation, discipline, and basketball IQ. His teams have consistently reached deep playoff runs, which usually requires strong chemistry, not silent breakdowns. That doesn't mean every teammate thrived. No superstar's career is perfect. You can find examples across the league, even with legends like Michael Jordan, where teammates had mixed experiences. Leadership styles differ. Some are empowering, some are demanding, some are polarizing. What Shue's comments do change is the conversation tone. They introduce doubt and push fans to re-examine past situations. That's why reactions are split. Some see it as overdue honesty, others as speculation without proof. But rewriting an all-time legacy? That takes more than a compelling narrative. It requires consistent, verifiable voices from inside those locker rooms, not just patterns that can be interpreted in multiple ways. So the real situation in 2025 isn't that LeBron's legacy has been rewritten. It's that it's being debated from a new angle. And unless stronger evidence of first-hand confirmations emerge, it stays a debate, not a conclusion. And this might just be the start of a bigger conversation. If you think what Gene Shue is saying could be true and there's really a pattern here, drop it in the comments. And if you believe this is just criticism aimed at LeBron James with no real proof behind it, say that too. Either way, share your opinion. I want to hear what you think.